Let's play a classical game with explanation. I will explain the reason behind the move and tell you some important principles to remember and tips. Okay. We can play the 000 classical game. Don't play blitz and bullet games. That will not improve your chess skills. Because if you play fast, you don't think and play, then nothing will be improved. You should have better understand of the chess, not speed. First you should have better understand of the chess and you can improve your speed. Only once in a while you can play blitz and rapid games. Okay, let's start the game. He starts with e4, developing pushing pawns in the center. That's important to control the center squares, and I am also pushing pawn to control the center squares. C5, C4, what a opening. Okay, let's develop our knight. By attacking the pawn, we developed a piece. He is defending, let's attack the defender. This is the way you should play. First attack, then when he defends, you attack the defender. And he again defends, then he can't push his d pawn, his bishop is passive, defending pieces are passive, and attacking pieces are active. A piece which is attacking a pawn which is defended by a pawn is passive, but a piece which is attacking a pawn defended by a piece is active. You should remember this important point. Now should I take the knight? No, the knight is passive. If I take, he will take with beat the pawn. Doubled pawns are weakness. So let's create a doubled pawn weakness in his position. If he takes with a b pawn, that's a doubled pawn. D pawn, also doubled pawn. He takes with the d pawn. Okay. Let's develop our knight. His bishop is passive, defending the pawn. He attacks our pawn. Okay, let's castle. We should first of all bring our king to a safe place. King should be safe, then only we should do other things. Okay, we can play d6 to bring our bishop in the game, opening up the bishop's diagonal. Light square bishop's diagonal. What? Knight g5. What's the idea? Always look behind opponent's ideas after opening moves. I don't see any ideas. He may want to bring his queen to f3 or let's push h6. He goes back, then he wastes a move. If he goes to h3, then we can take on h3. G takes h3, then that's a doubled pawn and his king side becomes weak. He goes to f3. So we gain the move and we gain the time. Let's bring our bishop to g4, pinning the knight to the queen, and the knight can't move, then bishop takes the queen, he loses the queen. So he may play h3. When we come to h4, he plays bishop e2. Then the pawn is lost, I think. Yeah? Yes, the pawn is lost. This is how you should play. If you play continuously good moves, your opponent plays a blunder. He takes on h6. What? He's trying to attack on my king side. Okay, let me take. I don't see any immediate attacks. H3. Okay. Let me take his knight and bring my knight back and attack his bishop. When bishop goes back, push e pawn. If he takes with the pawn, we can give a check. Okay, knight comes here. We are threatening to take his bishop. He may take our c6 knight, doubling the pawns, but our knight on g5 is strong. It comes to e6, maneuver. That is called maneuver. Bringing a piece to a bad square and then a bad square and to a good square. That's called maneuvering. Improving pieces is to improve a piece in one move. He plays bishop h5. What's the idea behind it? We have to look. I don't see any ideas. Okay. What's the idea behind bishop h5? He may want to push f4 and open up his rook's file. So we should not let him play f4. So what should I do? We can play e4, one possible move. We should always look for candidates' moves. Possible of moves means I will tell. e4 is possible here. If f4 we can take on f3 and passant. But he then also takes, but he can't take with his rook. He should take with his g pawn, and that is a weakness. Pawn islands are weakness. Separated pawns are weakness. Pawn chains are advantages. So e4 is a possible move, and we have to look for another good possible move. I don't see any moves. Knight h5 may be attacking the weak pawn. Then also f4 is possible. Knight is under attack. So I should not let him. So let me play e4. He brings his queen to g4. Okay. We can attack his queen by knight e5. Is a possible move. Another possible move is f5. Then our rook becomes active. That is candidate moves. f5 is a possible good move. Knight e5 is a possible good move. Then we have to look another move. I don't see any good another moves. So f5 and knight e5. After looking candidate moves, we have to analyze the moves. Knight is good in center, and after knight e5, we are attacking the weak pawn on c4 and attacking the queen. Then he has to defend the pawn. So after knight e5, he should go to e2. If he goes to e2, then he will block his bishop, and the bishop is passive though. After knight e5, queen e2, we can go to e3 with a knight, and knight is good on e3 and attacking another weak pawn on b2. That way we can improve our knight. Or f5, then queen moves maybe to, I think knight f5 after he may go to g3. So I think knight e5 is good here. Now if he plays the queen to g3, then we can take on c5. f5 is not a threat because we can end pass by e into f3 after f4. Sorry, not f5, f4. And knight on, we can next jump to e3 if we want. Knight on e3 is very good attacking weak pawns. We should also bring our a8 rook. Yeah, he goes to d1. Okay, then we should take the weak pawn or we should develop. I think I can take the weak pawn. Then I am threatening to take another weak pawn on b2. He plays f4. I think it's a blunder after ef. Or I can play knight e3. Which is better? Knight e3 or ef? Knight e3 I think is better. That's a fork. And if he takes my knight, I can take his queen. Then rook takes, then I can take the pawn and my position is better than him. Clearly better than him. If he moves the queen, I can take his rook. Now maybe he can take my knight. That's a good idea. He does not. Okay. Oh, I loses my knight. No, I can play f5 now. Attacking his queen. If he takes, then I can take his queen. So f5. Queen goes to g3. Then I lose the knight. Then I am an exchange up after he takes my knight. Okay, I have a passed pawn on e3. No, e5. It will help me to win. I can bring pieces in the board. Queen f6. Trying to bring the rook on d8. If he takes the knight, I can take with the queen. And attack his bishop and queen. Then queen takes, I will take with the pawn. And my position is okay. Means clearly better than him. Or are there any other good possibilities for him? No, he takes, I take. That's all. Now he takes my queen, I takes his queen. Or he may move his queen, then I take his bishop. He moves his bishop, I take his queen. So he take my queen, I take his queen. That's all. And I have an exchange of rook for a bishop. And my passed pawn will help me.